All right, hello. This is the Gator Guessr team, and this is our first presentation. This is a project overview. Our objective is to transform UF campus navigation into an engaging and interactive experience. Key features of our app include like an interactive geo-guessing game featuring UF landmarks, educational and entertaining insights into campus heritage, and then accessible on multiple platforms designed for all US students. The benefits of this is it helps foster a deep appreciation for US history and builds community through fun collaborative exploration. And the impact we hope to have is to redefine campus engagement, enhancing the educational journey for the UF community by blending learning with enjoyment.
For our software architecture, it's relatively simple. We're going to have a mobile app built using React. We're going to connect to a database and an image storage via an API. They could be the same thing if we manage it. That's still a work in progress, but that is pretty much it.
All right, for the wireframes, this will be the first page that you see when you open up the app, and it has a start leaderboard and how to play button. All right, the first thing that you see is just this is in-game gameplay. So here there's going to be a few screenshots of actual like what you would see when you're playing the game. There's one, and then this is just like another example. Uh, yeah, so more examples of when you're playing the actual game. So yeah, this is after each round, and then after you actually finish the game. So this would be the leaderboard. So this is the other option on the home screen. So each time a player finishes a game, it'll add to the matches and add to the total points and show up on the leaderboard here. Okay, so this is in the actual how to play section. You'll see on the top left of the screen, you'll see the total score for that current game you're in. And then in the top right, you'll see the round out of 5. Each round is worth 5,000 points maximum, and you can get 25,000 total points. And then you can use the bottom left to zoom in or out of a picture. And then you can also use your fingers to drag and zoom into certain parts of the picture. And then when you tap on the map on the bottom right side of the screen, a larger map will pop up. You can click anywhere on that map to guess a pinpoint location, and then click on the button on the bottom right to actually lock in your answer. And then, yep, so this will tell you how far you were from the actual distance and then your amount of points that you got for that current round. And then this will tell you after you finish the game, the total score.
So for our project progress so far, we basically just built the start page that you saw, a very simple version of it, having running on an emulator. It's just Android for now, but we'll talk about that later. We've taken pictures of campus we're going to be using for the game. We have the basic logic for translating the metadata of the image location into the in-game coordinates on the map we have that you're going to be setting the pinpoints. Um, we're searching for a hosting service in the future for our database and potentially the images. We're currently working on a locally hosted one because it's free. We have issues. We don't have a Mac, and you need to build a Mac to make an iOS app with React. So we're going to check to see if UF has any available anywhere, pretty much. And then, as you saw earlier, the general design of the app with the wireframes is finished.
So next up, we have our current goals. So right now we're working on connecting the front end and the back end because for testing, they're kind of separate and it's a little bit messy. Once we've connected the front end and back end, we're working on making a prototype. That way we can have something a little bit more better to show, as well as finalizing the theme and front end design. For long-term goals, we're looking at some A/B testing. That way we get some feedback on what works better and what's more appealing for a user, as well as looking for persistent hosting with a cloud service provider. And lastly, we're also looking for the MacBook for iOS testing.
All right. So I am on front end design. So for that, it'd be designing the UI for the front end of the app, which we already have the wireframes for. But like I said, with the A/B testing, things can change and we can change what we actually want for the user interface of the app. And then so I'll be implementing that in React Native. And then once that's implemented, connecting the front end to the API.
I'm also working the front end with Colt. I'm gonna first get the map set up smoothly so we can scroll like the normal Google Maps app. And then next thing is translating the image coordinates to the map coordinates. We're gonna finalize that and get that rolling. And then we're gonna create a scoring system for the time and distance based on the previous algorithm. And that'll be the basic gameplay loop is what I'm working on.
So I'll be working on the back end. And so far, I've collected images for the game. These are kind of starter images that we're going to use, as well as early stage REST API endpoint definition and development, along with testing CRUD calls.
So I'll be working with Ryan on the back end, and I've created a Node.js MongoDB NoSQL database. And then we're in the initial phases of dynamic DNS service integration to allow our server to speak to the rest of the world. And then for team responsibilities, we've basically been defining main objectives and stretch goals, propose official project, decide platforms and tools for this for the project, determine roles, and then effectively communicate with our project advisor. That's the end of our presentation. Thank you.